Hey everyone, welcome back to Coding Stuff. So we have completed all the designing parts. Now it's time to write some code. So just go to your Java folder and first application. We'll create one class that will be database helper. So we have discussed about our database helper class in the first video, that is introduction to SQLite database. If you haven't checked that video, just check that video. It is in the I button. So this will extend to this will extend to SQLite Open Helper. So SQLite Open Helper. So now we have to implement some method. So we'll press here Alt Enter, and we'll implement some method, that is on create and on upgrade. And now we have to create a constructor that will match super. So okay, now we have to create some constants. So private static final string, that will be database name, and it will be, let's say, user record, and we'll just duplicate this. So Control D, and this will be table name, and let it be user data. So again we'll just duplicate this. So this will be column 1, this will be column 1, and we'll name it as ID, and we'll press Control D 2 more time. So this will be column 2, and this will be column 3. This will be username, this will be email, and column 4 will be password. Okay, so now we have to just delete all this stuff. It's unnecessary for now. So we'll just pass here context, and the version will be 1, factory will be null, and the name will be database name. So database name. So now we'll jump to our onCreate method. Here we are just going to write db.executeSQL, and that will be create table if not exist, and make sure you put space here, and after that we'll just write your table name and then plus, then ID integer, and it will be primary key, so primary key, and it will be auto incremented. So auto increment, and then we have username. So username, it will be type of text, and then email, it will be type of text also, and then password, it will also text. So we have completed all things here. Now we'll jump to our on upgrade method. Here we also have to execute one SQL statement. So that will be drop table if exists, and make sure you put space here, then plus concatenate it with table name. Then we have to just call this on create. So on create, and we'll pass here db. Okay, so now we'll just minimize this and also this. So we have to create one method here that will be public, it will be type of boolean, so public boolean register user, and it will take 3 parameters, that will be string username, string email, and string password. So first we have to create one instance of SqliteDatabase. So SqliteDatabase db this dot get writable database, sorry, get writable database, and then we have to create instance of content values. So new content values. Again, we have discussed about content values in the first video, so make sure you watch that video. So after this, we'll just put the values in content values. So key will be column 2 and data will be username, and I will just duplicate this 2 more time. This will be column 3 and this will be email. This will be column 4 and this will be password. So now we have to just insert the data into database. So we'll just create one long variable because the insert method returns a long type of data. So long result equals db.insert, and we have to pass here 3 parameters, that is table name and null column hang and content values. So first will be table name, and then null, and then we have to pass here values, that will be content values, and then we have to check if this result equals to -1, then we'll just return false, means something went wrong, and else if this is not the case, then we'll return true, means data has been inserted. So this is it for register user. We'll just minimize this method, and now we'll create method public. This will be type of let's say boolean, and check user. So it will take 2 parameters, that will be string username and string password. So first we have to just get the instance of SQLite database. So SQLite database db this dot get writable database. Sorry. So now I have to create one string array. So string of column, and this will be equals to column 1. Now I have to create one string, that will be selection, and this will be column 2 plus is equals to question mark, then and plus column 4 plus equal to question mark. And now we have to create one string array of selection arguments. So selection arguments, and that will be username and password. Okay, now we have to just write here cursors equals this db dot we have to run query, and we have to pass here several parameters. So first will be table name, and then column, and then selections, and then selection arguments, and then we have to pass here null, group by null, and then again null, and then again null. Okay, now we have to just check if this cursor has some data or not. So we'll create one integer, that will be, let's say, count, and equals cursor dot get count, and if this count is greater than 0, means there is data. So we'll just write here if this count is greater than 0, then we'll just return here true, and if this is not the case, then return false. Now forget it to close the db and cursor. So just after count cursor.get count, we'll just close our db and we'll close our cursor. So cursor.close, and we have completed our database helper class. So now I'll just minimize this method and we'll close this. Now we'll jump to our sign up activity, and here we'll just open up our layout, sign up layout. So now we'll just initialize all the edit text and buttons. So this is sign up email, sign up username and sign up password, and this is sign up button. So let's initialize them. So private edit text. So now we'll just find their IDs. So first email sign up. Sign up button. So let me check once. Yeah, sign up button. So now I'll just create one method here. So that will be private void insert user, and here we'll just add on click listener to our site sign up button. So sign up button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and we'll just call this method over here. So insert user. So we have to create one instance of our database helper. So private database helper, and this will be my DB. Now we'll just initialize here. So my DB equals new database helper, and this text context. So we'll just create one boolean variable, boolean var equals mydb dot register user, and we'll pass here first is username sign up dot get text dot to string, and then we'll pass email dot get text dot to string, and then we'll pass password dot get text dot to string. Now I'll put a semicolon at the last, and now we'll check if this var is true, then we'll just show the toast user registered successfully. And if this is not the case, we'll display one toast, a registration error. Okay, so we are done with our sign up activity. Now I'll just minimize this and we'll close, and now we'll open login activity and login XML. Okay, so we have forgot to change this sign up and password of their ID, so we'll just change it here. So this will be sign up username, sorry, login username, and this will be login password. We have to delete this constraint. And this ID will be login button. So this will be 51, and we'll constrain it to upper edit text. So this will be 39. Okay, so cool. Now I'll just initialize them in our main activity, our login activity.java. So private Now we have to create one database reference instance. So database helper is mydb, and let's initialize it. So mydb equals new database helper, and we'll pass the context as this, and we'll run here method that will be private void login user, and we'll just call it here. So login user, and here we'll add on click listener to our login button. So login button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and here we will again create one boolean variable. So boolean var equals mydb dot check user, and here we have to pass login username dot get text dot to string, and login password dot get text dot to string, and last semicolon, and we'll check if this variable is true, then we'll display one toast login successfully, and we'll navigate it to the home activity. So start activity, new intent, and here we'll write login activity dot this and home activity dot class, and then we'll finish it, and if this is not the case, then else part will display one toast that will be login failed. So we have done with the code part. Now it's time to run the application, but before that I think there is an error. It is ID error. Yeah, we have messed with IDs, I think. Let's check in layout. Yeah, we have completely messed up. Let's solve this error. So this one, I think it is password. So we'll select this sign up password. What we can do, we'll just remove this constraint here, and sign up button. We'll also remove this constraint. So now we'll put it here, and this one here. So first we'll just change this username ID. So this will be sign up username, and this button, this should be sign up button. Okay, so now we'll just constraint it, this one to upper, this one to upper edit text, and this should be 39, and this should be 51. So now we'll just click on this run button and check our app is working or not. So it has been installed. First I'll click on sign up button, and I will enter any random email here. So let's say David@123, and the username will be David, and the password will be David123, and let's click on sign up button. User registered successfully. Now we'll go back and click on this login button. So username was David and password was David123. So David123. Now I'll just click on this login. So it is taking me to the new screen, that is home screen, and we also show that we also have seen the toast as a login successfully. We can do it again. So David and David123 login. Yeah. So this app is working perfectly. Now we are done with our login and sign up application using SQLite database. I will create another project based on SQLite database. So make sure to subscribe the channel for upcoming tutorials. Thank you for watching.